now to the Tech Corner segment of the show, and for this one, we're going to return to the recent Hexagon Live user conference that Dirk attended in June. As many of you may recall from last week's show, we captured several really interesting new product demos of that event. We showed some of them last week, and in this segment now, Dirk is going to take a look at the 7107 SF Shop Floor CMM, PC DMIS Touch, and the qFLASH Structured Light Vision System. Again, that was from Hexagon Live in June, so check it out.
So Lester, it looks like we're looking at the larger brother from an SF machine that I saw a couple years ago, right?
Exactly right, exactly right. So our evolution of shop floor machines, as you know, has been the Sheffield Discovery and the Brown & Sharp 1. We took everything we learned about shop floor machines, totally redesigned the SF series, and as you mentioned, the 454 was the first. So now we introduced the 7107, the larger big brother to that machine.
Right.
And we're also going to talk about a few other things, once again, with the user experience in mind.
Okay.
So we begin here with a touch screen. This is PC DMIS Touch running PC DMIS behind the background.
And the PC DMIS Touch was a product that was released by Hexagon, what, 2 years ago, 1 year ago?
About a year ago.
Okay, touch screen, basically touch screen for PC DMIS.
Yeah, totally touch screen, all new interface. So we selected this measurement routine, and now it will begin to run what is on this pallet.
Okay.
Now each of these pallets are interchangeable and repeatable. So there's a kinematic seat that allows me to swap pallets and interchange them without having to redate them, the parts.
Okay, and by kinematic seat, what is that?
So it's a 3-point nest that will only go in one way and assures that whatever's mounted to the fixture is in its original coordinate system.
So when you take a fixture off and you put it back, it goes right back in the same spot.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So for batch mode, I can run a lot of parts of the same, or as you see here, in a job shop type environment, I have dissimilar parts that need to be run periodically through the day. I can simply mount them up, and then as you saw with the user interface, I just simply select which part I want and it goes and measures it.
Okay.
Now, of course, like the smaller machine that you recall when you saw it in Quonset Point, this machine is completely mechanical bearings. There are no air bearings, and there's no air required, so the pneumatic counterbalance for Z is not pneumatic, it's mechanical.
Okay, and what's the purpose for not having air bearings? I mean, I'm kind of used to seeing air bearings, they're nice and smooth. And
it's built just like a machine tool.
Okay.
So it has sealed roller packs, and it's basically for making the machine completely shop hardened.
So you can't get, a problem with air bearings is you can get gunk in them, is that basically the
Correct.
technical term?
Eventually you will get gunk, you know, between the air bearing and the waste surface.
Okay.
And you see the bellows that protect the waste system. The scales are inverted, so they're on the bottom instead of on the top, so you're not going to get contamination on that. You'll also notice that the measuring volume has been put on the machine. So this is very, very helpful for someone who's doing setups to be able to see what is the measuring stroke of the machine.
This is actually interesting. You mentioned little additions that Hexagon keeps putting in some of their equipment. I believe one of the discussions this morning or yesterday by your UI guy, your user interface guy, he was talking about it's just little things that make a difference. It's like just knowing where the edge of the volume is.
That's right.
It's a small thing, but it's important if you...
The guy that you remember is Milan Kosic. Milan and his development team are focused basically on nothing but user experience.
Okay.
So they're looking at all of our products and looking at how can we make the product ergonomically better or more efficient or just simply easier for the operator to walk up and start measuring.
Okay. Anything else we should know?
No, that's about it.
Okay, great. This is the SF7107.
That is correct.
Okay, Lester, so what is this crazy looking contraption that Ray is holding over here?
So this is the new qFLASH. This is part of our Cognitance White Light System product portfolio. The WLS400 is the larger big brother to this machine. It's basically projecting a known array onto the part, and then with stereo vision, the 3 cameras take a shot and capture it.
Structured light.
Structured light is exactly correct.
So they don't. It's white. We call them white light scanners, but they're really not white light anymore.
Well, it's actually blue light, but it's generally known as a white light scanner.
Okay.
So the beauty of the qFLASH is that it's much lighter and easier to hold. And it is the only scanner on the market that can be handheld. And the reason for that is the speed of the acquisition. So the shots are taken in milliseconds, and it allows us to be impervious to normal shop and vibration. The part that we're measuring can actually be moving, so if you think about an aircraft with people working on it, you can actually be doing measurements at the same time.
Okay.
So we're able to use it in handy mode, as well as you've seen a growing trend in our business is to automate these.
Put on robotic,
put it on the robots.
On a Fennec
exactly
or something.
right.
Okay.
Exactly right. So once he's taken his tiles, then he basically will ask for a color map, and now we have a complete 3D representation of the workpiece.
Okay. And what software are we looking at here? Just out of curiosity?
This is CoreView.
CoreView. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So CoreView is integral to the Cognizance product line.
And what's the field of view of the?
That's a great question. This is 350 by 350 millimeter.
Okay.
Yep.
And so obviously you can measure whatever size object you want, right? I mean, it just stitches it together as you go along?
The field of view is, just depends on how many tiles you're going to stitch together. That's exactly right.
Okay. And typically what applications is this being used at?
Automotive and aerospace, primarily. Okay. Yeah, this technology was born and grew up really in the automotive industry. It's been mature there for quite a while. But large-scale metrology is large-scale metrology, so we found because of our presence in aerospace, a lot of applications that are perfect for aerospace as well.
Okay.
And many others.
All right.
Well, there you go. Lester Glover with Dirk Ducharme at Hexagon Live in June. They were looking at the 7107 SF shop floor CMM, PC DMIS Touch, and the qFLASH structured light vision system. Again, that was Dirk with Lester Glover. Thank you, Hexagon, for having us out there in June. We got some good tech corners out of that, and actually you'll be seeing one more of those segments coming up here in the upcoming week, so look out for that. Okay.